Hey folks, welcome back. Got some 8-ball from our Tuesday destination division at Mad Hippo. This is a double Jeopardy league, so we've got 6 teams. We play both 8 and 9-ball at the same time. So right now, this is going to be our 8-ball match on this table. And right over on this match, my team is also playing the Boats and Holes team 9-ball. We're going to have Spencer versus Crystal. Spencer's a 3, Crystal's a 4, so a 2-3 race. I've got a brand new scoreboard. This is something I've been working on for a while. The big thing about this scoreboard, and one of the reasons I wanted to put it together as something to use, a couple of things. 1, no internet connection required. 2, one of the things we had somebody mention before when I was doing these live streams for Tri-Cups was the ability to put the stripes or the solids underneath the player that was going for stripes or solids, and this scoreboard can do that. So if Spencer winds up with stripes, I can put them right underneath him. If he ends up with solids, I can put those there. So, all right, here comes the lag. Looks like Spencer's going to win the lag there, so he'll get to break first, and Crystal will get racked up for us. At this point in time, Crystal and the Boats and Holes team just got back from Las Vegas. They were in the World 8-Ball Championships for the APA. But her son JJ isn't here yet, and her sticks are in his car. So she's borrowing, I believe that's her teammate Dave's stick that she's using at the moment. Almost with the 2-ball there. Not quite. So dry break. Crystal will come to the table with the ability to go after whatever she wants. 2-ball looks the easiest. Not sure it will get you onto anything else unless you hit it with some pace and manage to come out here. Okay, solids for Crystal. She gets the 2-ball. She got enough pace on it to come around and give herself a line on the 3 or the 5. No good. Spencer comes back to the table with stripes is what he's after, and no real good shot on the table to look at. Oof, that's not easy. And he went for it with a 15, didn't make it though, so we'll go back to Crystal. She's got a shot on the 5 into the side. Nelson, I think, giving him some advice as to what he maybe should have gone after. Didn't want to waste the time out this early in the match. Oh, went for the 4-ball, didn't get it, but did go ahead and put in the 10 for Spencer, so we'll take it. Let's see what he goes for here. He looks like he's going to line up on that 11 on the side. Not quite. Leaves Crystal with the 4-ball. As the only real obvious shot. No, she misses it. Boats and Holes team If they would have won the last match that they played in Vegas, they would have been into the money rounds, a guaranteed money round. Unfortunately, they did not win that match and came home. Glad they got the chance to go. Nice pocket on that 9-ball with the combo. Didn't really have a whole lot else to work with for shots. Got a nice shot on the 15 here. That carbon fiber shaft, that entire pool cue is new for Spencer. I think he picked it up late last session. So he's first time using carbon fiber. He's getting used to it pretty well. He seems to be liking it so far. Well, he gets the 14 and 11 off of the rail, but doesn't manage to get him in a pocket. Doesn't leave Crystal with anything easy. I stand corrected. She hit that a little hard, though. She got farther than she wanted to. Nice shot on the 7. Leaves her good on either the 1 or the 4. Goes for the 1. Decent angle for the 6. Yeah, that's not where she wanted to be on the 4-ball. I would have hit that with a little less pace and kind of tried to leave the cue ball out here, but Crystal goes ahead and puts the 4 away anyway. The funny bit here now is that she has switched from using Dave, her teammate Dave's cue, and I let her borrow mine because she was having a hard time with Dave's. Dave uses a heavier cue, and she's shooting really well with my cue. I think I complained to Nelson at this point that I let her borrow my cue, and she was shooting with it better with it than I do. And Nelson looked at me with absolutely no shock on his face at all because I'm a 3. What can I say? Oh, not quite. All right. Okay, Crystal shot on the 8-ball here. Not gonna make it. Gonna give Spencer another shot at this. I like the 13 here right now. Probably gonna bump the 11 towards the pocket he wants to go towards anyway. There we go. Nice. That's a nice angle for the 11 ball into the corner. Should put him on the 14. Oh, he overcut it. Hit that a little harder than I think truly necessary, but okay, Crystal with a shot on the 8. The thing she has to worry about here is her angle, but putting a little top on that cue ball should force it to hit the rail early and come out this way. Don't have to worry about it too much as long as you don't do something like put bottom on this. There we go. 8-ball in. First rack to Crystal. Okay. Oh, she's pointing out a gap on the rack here. I think she said that, hey, that came out 4 inches. Maybe a quarter of an inch, but you know, gap's a gap. It is. These tables see a lot of abuse. You know, they're diamonds. They are, but over the course of a single year, they get played on a lot. We have league 5 nights a week. Okay, there was a question here about whether or not 4 balls hit a rail. I believe they did, but because nobody could really confirm that 4 balls hit a rail, we decided to re-rack this. You see this a lot with APA players. Well, everybody does this, but they do a lot of moving balls around in the rack. 8 ball. The only thing that matters is that the 8 ball is right there. Everything else doesn't matter one bit as to what's going on in the rack. As long as the 8 ball is right there, it's good. So JJ has arrived with Crystal's cues. He's going to start putting them together for her. Ironically, the last break was better. But we definitely saw 4 balls hit a rail. So, gonna work with that. Well, it's still gonna be an open table when Crystal gets up. Okay, she's gonna go for stripes, take the 15 off the table. And leave everything else to Spencer here at the moment. 2 balls should go in okay. He doesn't really have a whole lot else to work with. From here, 7-3 might work. I think Crystal thinks he didn't get a ball in or something. I don't think she was watching. He did. It's still his turn. Yeah, 7-3. Nice. Breaks things up a little bit, although this is now trouble. And he doesn't really have a great shot here. Oh, ends up with a kick on the 4. I think he was trying to hit it directly. Crystal going to try and cut the 12 ball. Doesn't go. Manages to put the 5 ball in for Spencer. Didn't really leave him with much to shoot at. He could try and get the 7 ball into the side. I think it might go, but I don't. That 4 is kind of in the way. Okay, I went for a bank. I mean, if I were Crystal right now, I'd probably take the 10 this way and leave the cue ball right down there so that Spencer doesn't have much to shoot at. Went for the 12. And I still didn't really leave Spencer much to shoot at, so. got the 6 in his sights. He gets past the 14. Yep, he can. Okay. He's looking at the 7. He's looking at the 1. I like the 1 here to get it out of this cluster. Cut over this way. I think I actually give him a timeout on this. He went to get down on the 7. But he has to move this 1 at some point. So I'm giving him a timeout to go this way with it. If he goes almost straight over this way, it should come off the 9 and go in the corner. I do not give a lot of timeouts. Most of the time I rely on my higher level players on my team to give the timeouts. So while I can see a shot, I'm not necessarily the best at explaining what to do in order to make it happen. Nelson and Todd are both better at that than I am. All right. That one worked, though. 1 off the 9. And the 12 for Crystal. Oof. Did not work. Well, I like the 4 all the way up here. I know that Spencer's often not real keen on longer shots like this, and I understand why. You know, he's kind of got the same issue with me on these longer shots. He's just, his aim's not quite good enough for really longer ones. Goes for that. Oh, nope. That was here. He couldn't tell exactly where it was, and Crystal's the one that's actually supposed to put that back. But almost no one ever really goes by that rule. It is supposed to be your opponent. If you accidentally move a ball like that, your opponent is supposed to be the one that gives that back, puts that back where it belongs. If you're ever in a tournament, don't move that ball yourself. Especially if a referee's anywhere nearby, it's not yours to put back. It's your opponent's ball to put back. Crystal making a nice run out of this. Don't like this position on the 9 though. If she could have held up the cue ball, that would have been great. Either here or here. Or if she was going to go a little bit and go a little harder and get down here, right? So that she has a nice easy shot for this. And she's looking at putting it in that direction, but where she is with the cue ball now means the cue ball is going to go this way. Yep. I'm surprised it didn't hit the 7. So this for me is 7 ball, 4 ball, but that 4 going by the 9 is tight. So he's looking like he's going to try and get down here with the cue ball. Okay. A little over here would have been better. Oh no. Oh. If that would have been the right angle to go in, more than likely what would have ended up happening was the cue ball would have, instead of going in there, it would have come around, come back this way, which would have been great for a shot on the 8. So right idea. Unfortunately, didn't quite get the angle. All right, Crystal's shot on the 9 ball. Almost a little too much forward motion on that one. A little safer to be a little further away from the pocket so you weren't so straight in, maybe off the rail. Running joke between me and Louis there. He gives me a high five while I'm sitting because my arm will reach up as high as his high five while I'm sitting when he's standing. So, yeah, one of these days we're going to get a good shot, a picture of us doing that. All right, much better break this time. Still dry though. Solids look good. Most obvious thing to go for off of the break for Spencer, although this is not great, neither is this right here. But that is a really good shot on the 7 to get him onto the 6. And he put enough bottom on that to bump up for a shot on something else. The 1 doesn't go. The 3 from this angle doesn't look great. Maybe a bank on the 3. He got a little piece of the 1. I think if he would have been able to get the 3 a little cleaner, he would have had a better angle for that bank shot. Crystal does not have a shot. The 3 is blocking these. The 8 ball is blocking these. This is the 1 ball here and not the 9, which is blocking these. So she's not got a straight shot. She's going to have to kick at something. So calling for a timeout. A lot of folks will start the timeout. If they're timing it, they'll start it as soon as somebody calls for it. Technically, you should start the timeout when the coach makes it to the table to talk to the player. Orlando trying to line her up for a kick shot here on the 14. It's probably the easiest thing that she can hit. So you notice she marked the table where she needs to go with the cue ball. You can do that. That's not a problem. What you can't do is like use your chalk to put a line on the table. Right? You cannot mark up the table in any way. You can leave your chalk as a marker on the table. Okay, 2 ball goes in clean. Ooh, this is difficult. If he had taken the 2 ball in off of the 4, that would have bumped the 4 out here. Would have been nice. Oh, went for the 1 ball, bumped it right into the 8. Nice shot right up the table. Puts herself on cleaning this up. Does a good job of it. Although running into the 3-ball kept her from getting back around. She's going to go for the 14. Nope, she goes for the 12. No, it followed it in. Well, Spencer's time at the table. I really like using the 5-ball to get the 4 moved. He was about to get down on the ball, but players at the other table here just about bumped into him, so he decided to stand up, wait. Got a decent amount of room between tables at Mad Hippo, but it's still, you have to watch what the other table is doing so that you don't run into them when you're trying to play. Nice job on the 5 and getting the 4 away from the rail. Goes for the 1. Beautiful shot. Spencer he's improved in his shot choice quite a bit since I first met him, especially. He's really kind of like focusing in and making good choices. He doesn't always execute, which is exactly my problem as well. This is a hard shot here. And hitting that hard would have made it impossible, which was great. He did that exactly perfectly. Nice and slow. Marks up his pocket for the 8-ball. And there he goes. Beautiful shot. All right. Hill. And we will get into that one here as soon as Crystal gets racked up. That is the patented boats and holes little handshake between Louie and Crystal there. They all do that to congratulate each other or pump each other up. Oh, nice break. Nothing in, though. Crystal will come to the table with all the choices. This is a doable shot. Shallow angle, though. The 6 doesn't look like it goes by the 13 there easily. The 9's clear. Looks like she's got a channel to get the 9 if she wants to go stripes. The 4's cuttable or bankable. So, see what she chooses to do. Oh, goes for the 7, doesn't quite. Well, I don't like where this is sitting. I don't like where this is sitting. This one goes this way. And so does this, if you want to go that way. But the cue ball's not in a position to do that. It's also not in a position to put the 6 in. These pockets are really hard to cheat. The only thing he's got a good straight shot on right now is this 9-ball or this 4-ball, depending on which way he wants to go. Looks like he wants to go for solids. And just drop the 4 ball. 6 ball might go now with this angle, but it's still pretty tough to get by that 13. He's got the 2 ball. Nice. Which puts him on the 3 or the 5. Kind of like the 5 right now over the 3, just because I don't like shooting on something that's that close together. Nice job, though. And he's left with the 5 now. I don't think the 5 goes by this 9 ball to get to the corner. Okay. All right. Well, we'll get back to Crystal here at the table. This actually looks like a wired combo to go that direction. As long as you hit this just dead center. Yep, dropped. Leaves her with the 15 or the 11. Kind of like the 11 right now because you'll probably bump into the 10 and the 8 and move things a little bit. Although this is a much cleaner shot on the 11 or the 10. The thing you got to worry about with this angle is on the 10, if you come this way, hit the 8 and also send it towards the pocket. Got to worry about that. If you were here, wouldn't have to worry about it at all, but here you do. So I kind of think going for the 11 is the better shot here. Kind of jammed that one. Didn't really, for all it took to take the time she took for taking the shot, she got down on it and then took the shot without really getting comfortable with it, I think. And Spencer's got a hard choices here. He could take the 1 up. He could take the 6 this way. If he takes the 6 this way, he's got to come all the way around to get anything else. With the 1, he just has to stay, without hitting it too hard. And he hit that a little too hard. I know why he hit it that hard. He's trying to keep it from drifting out. Which is what it did. But really, to keep it from drifting out, you want to make sure you hit it precisely. Right? And when you jam it that hard, it's really hard to hit it precisely. 13 ball for Crystal. Leaves herself with... she's looking at the 10 in the side. Not an easy cut. Just misses it. Not bad. Pretty good shot on it. Spencer's got the same 1 ball shot here more than anything. At least it's not right on the rail anymore. And doesn't quite get the angle on it. Didn't really leave himself with a second shot either. Ball goes from this angle for Crystal. She can do a stop shot on it. She's got the 9. I kind of, again, stop shot. We'll put her on the 10. Stop shot on the 11. 8 in the corner. I can see it. Could I pull it off myself? Probably not. I'm not going to lie to myself. I can see the run out. I can't always do the run out that I see. No, she did not stop the cue ball there. She kind of stunned it on over to the rail. It still leaves her with a shot on the 9, which is not bad, because a nice easy shot on the 9 here should drift the cue ball up over this way. I would then go 10, 11, 8. I think one of the things Crystal has going on with her right now, skill-wise, is she often will hit things a little harder than maybe they should be. But you can say that about 90% of the people in the APA. You know, it's not until you start seeing people get up there in like 6 and 7 where they start to really get decent cue ball control. All right, overcut that one and ended up with a scratch. Decision time here and which way to go about this. I still like the 10 first. I would probably shoot the 11 into the 9. This is the newest member of the Boats and Holes team here. You can't really see him, but that's Perry. Perry has not played APA in a really, really long time. He's not. He just rejoined APA this session. They're starting him as a 7 in 8-ball and a 9 in 9-ball. His Fargo's like 700, somewhere in the 700 range. So one of those things that I'm glad they're starting him off at an honest skill level. Nice guy. I haven't talked to him a whole lot, but you know, he's always seemed to be a nice, respectful guy at the table. And I've seen him around Mad Hippo quite a bit. So he'll make a good member for the Boats and Holes team. Oh, that didn't work out. She didn't get any draw on that. It just stunned over to the rail and came back out. If she would have been able to draw that back here, that would have been perfect. But now she's got the 6-ball in the way. And not going to get it. Everybody has the, instinct to just grab the cue ball because it's there and you're pretty sure it's not going to hit anything. It's actually in the rule book. You have to let it come to a stop. Don't touch it until it's come to a stop. You can get a sportsmanship violation for it a lot of times, which is not that big of a deal unless you continue to do it. Sportsmanship violations is one of those things where if you're continuing in poor sportsmanship behavior, you can get in trouble for it. Just a one-off, you'll get somebody to tell you, hey, don't do that. Go for the 1-ball, nice and easy. Nope, a little harder than I would have gone for. That's hard to do. Stretch that over the table, getting a nice soft shot is not easy. If he would have had a nice soft shot, he would have had the 5 this way and probably been in a good position to next go on the 6-ball. This, unfortunately, is not a good position for what he needs to do. Which now what he needs to do is defense. Right? Somehow keep Crystal from having a shot on this 9-ball. Unless he can cut it here and have the cue ball come all the way back up this way. But it's not what he's aiming for. Yeah, he was going to try and block the 9. Didn't quite get it. A little better angle if he could have hit right here on the rail and bounced the 9 would have been great. All right, 9 ball in for Crystal. And she's on the 8. And that'll do it. 3-1. Crystal will win. As a 2-3 race, that now means that we've got 1 point. Boats and Holes has got 2 points. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like I said, I've been working on getting this scoreboard put together and working. I'm really liking the way it works so far. You can run it with a Stream Deck as well. So if you have one of those, you can run it. I do not have this available anywhere for anybody to download or use, but it does not require an internet connection, which is one of the things I love about it. It means I can edit these kind of things without having to worry about the internet at all. Yeah, so thanks, everybody. I'll have another match up here before too much longer, but thank you for watching, and we will see you in a pool hall soon.